Come on in. My name is Bill Tobin, and this is your restaurant success tip of the day. When I was a young bartender, I was also going to school, trying to get a degree in business. And my number one priority at the time was getting my degree. And I had worked for this restaurant company for a long time, had a set schedule that I had worked my school schedule around so that I wouldn't miss any of my bartending shifts and I wouldn't miss any of my school classes. I gave them my schedule way in advance, and once I had a set schedule with the restaurant, I knew that I could, for the following semesters, add classes on those days that I had off. And it worked out really well until there was a new manager assigned to our department, and he changed the schedule all up without giving anybody any notice. And I really liked this manager and thought of him as a great floor manager. I respected how he dealt with guests, but I'd never dealt with how he scheduled people or his scheduling. And so I thought I had a pretty good rapport with him. When I saw the schedule, I went in the office and I said, Phil, I can't come into these shifts because I have school on these days. I've had this schedule for a long time, and I'm going to miss school if I come to work. And Phil said, well, what's more important, work or school? And I knew then that his priority was for me to say work. And I walked out the door without answering him. I didn't miss those shifts that week, but I did go to the general manager and complain, because the truth is, yes, work was more important. I needed to pay rent. I needed to put food in my mouth, but I didn't think they were mutually exclusive. I had every reason to believe, and one of the reasons I loved the job and I was a good employee, because I could do two things that were very important to me. I could go to school and try and improve myself, and I could work as a bartender and take care of my guests and be a good employee. But this manager was putting those two things that I loved so that they were hitting each other. They were bumping. And it got me so upset at that manager. I lost so much respect for him when he could have easily said, oh, I'm sorry, Bill, I'll have you work on these days, and the people that normally work on the days that you have class, they'll go. I'm sure they were upset that their schedule changed too. And I know not everybody can have set schedule. I know that things that come up, and if Phil had said, hey, Bill, I really need you to cover shifts on this week because we have this thing going, and I would have worked it out. I would have worked it out with my instructors at school, whatever. But Phil didn't work it out with me. I lost respect for him as a leader, and I really thought that when I became a manager, I was never going to do that to my employees. So your task for today is to make sure that you understand your staff's priorities on top of work, and you do your best to support those. Now go make it happen. Do you have a comment or a tip for restaurant leaders? Text me at 808-201-0550 or find me at restaurantleadership365.com. This is Bill Tobin. Thanks for coming in. See you tomorrow.